My millionaire mentor showed me something that changed the game for me. This was a while ago, but I was at his office and I was basically trying to get my footing when it came to being more consistent with options, right? I was consistent, but I wasn't making the numbers that he was hitting. I was going into his office and I would see the numbers that he's hitting, and I just see five figures on the screen, six figures on the screen in a day that he's just hitting. So I asked him the question, what can I do in order to get these numbers that you are getting right now? He said, I want you to go home and I want you to create a list of affirmations, about 10 to 20 affirmations that you can use and read every single day. Focus on the affirmations more than you focused on your strategy and everything else. I want you to focus and hone in on that. If you hone in on your mindset, then everything else will follow. So I did the instructions that he gave me. So I went home that day and I took out a sheet of paper and I just started writing out all my affirmations. Like, what do I want? My desires, my goals. I started writing out everything. And I put the paper specifically on my desk right in front of me, right? And I had it right here on my desk, had my computer set up here, and I would just trade. I would read the affirmations, read the affirmations, but I was focused on the affirmations more than I was focused on the market. So that went on for about a week or two, and I started picking up, and then eventually I wasn't scaling my account. I was basically staying kind of even. I would go up about 1,000, then I would lose 800. Then I would go up about 1,000, 1,200. Then I would go down 600 or 800. I was stagnant and I wasn't really doing anything better. I wasn't improving. I wasn't showing any improvement. Now, I should have obviously given it a little bit more time, but me being stubborn, me being a little bit anxious, I went up to my mentor again and I asked him, I said, how can I get to where you are? Because what you gave me to do, it isn't working. Like I'm doing the affirmations, I'm following everything. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I didn't take a look at my affirmations. Are my affirmations good enough to where they can get me the result that you said that I can get? And he said something to me in that moment. He took a look at my affirmations, he read through them, and then he did something that kind of shocked me. He took the piece of paper, he balled it up, and he threw it in the trash. He turned around and he went back to trading. And I was a mixture of anger. I was a mixture of confused. I was a mixture of just anxious because I wanted to know what was the answer. So I said, hey, why did you ball out my piece of paper? Why would you ball out my affirmations? I need those. He said, that's the problem. You think you need affirmations. You think you needed that list of paper in order to be successful at trading. But let me ask you this. Pay attention to what I have done. Have you ever seen me done affirmations when I walk into this office? No. Have you ever seen me take out a sheet of paper and just read the list of desires and goals that I want to have before every single trade that I take? And I answer no. And he asked me, what have you seen me done every single day in this office when you come in here? I said, I see you sit down and just trade. I only see you sit down in trading or charting, and that's it. That's all I really see you doing, just charting and trading. That's it. Maybe I don't come in enough, but that's from what I do come in, from what I do see, I only see you charting and trading. He said, bingo. That's all you need to do. And I said, but I've been doing that. I've been trading and I've been charting and everything else, and I'm not getting the results that I want. And he asked me, how much do you chart a day? How much do you trade a day? And I said, trading about 1 hour, 2 hours a day. And then he said, okay, how long do you chart a day? And I said, well, chart, what do you mean, like back testing, practicing? He said, how long do you spend on the chart every single day? And I answered to him, I was reluctant to say it, but only 4 hours a day. About 4 hours a day that I was putting into it. And he said, and you're making how much? Right? So I told him the number I was making. And he said, so if you double the amount of time that you spent on the charts, if you double the amount of time that you spent in the market, wouldn't you double the amount of opportunities that you see? And I said, okay, yeah, I would. And if you double the amount of opportunities that you see, wouldn't that also mean that you double the amount of opportunities that you're able to take and actually execute on? I said, yeah, I would. And wouldn't that be able to grow your account to the point where you can now place, instead of placing $1,000 trade, you're placing a $2,000 trade. Instead of a $2,000 trade, you're placing a $4,000 trade because you have more money in your account. And I said, yes. And he said, that's it. That's all you need to do. In order to get better at trading, you need to trade. And it sounds as simple as that. But I realized in that moment, trading doesn't have to be complicated. It's not like we have to focus on the affirmations and focus on the mindset stuff and all that stuff. We need to focus on what needs to happen for our mindset, for trading, for anything, in order to make sure that we can create trading evidence. Our focus needs to be on trading evidence, not trading affirmations. The trading affirmations is a contributing factor, right? But the determining factor, right? The determining factor of how successful you will be is based on your ability to trade. So your ability to trade is based on your level of execution. So you need to ask yourself, what do I need to do in order to cut the gap between me learning something and me executing? So learning how to trade, executing what you just learned. Learning how to do a specific setup, executing that setup. Don't focus on anything else except for that gap, because you need to get as many losses under your belt as possible. You might be thinking, well, Sean, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose so much money. You don't have to lose a lot of money. You can take trades and risk a little bit, but that experience, that trade, that execution, putting that trade on is going to get you the experience that you need and teach you much quicker than learning something on a video. Learning something on a video is cool in the beginning because you need to educate yourself, obviously, because you know nothing. But then eventually it gets to a point where you just need to start taking trades. You already know how to trade. What else do you need to learn? You already have a strategy. You don't need to learn another strategy. Focus on the market. Focus on trading. Focus on charting. Because the person that is in front of the chart more sees patterns that other people simply don't see because they're not on it as much, right? And again, you might have your job. You might be having other commitments and other responsibilities outside of trading, and I completely understand that, but I also not going to accept that excuse, because I have taught people that have been parents. I've taught people that have been teenagers that have had school and they're in college and stuff like that, and they're balancing classes in college and trading. I have parents that have came to me and they've had 2 or 3 kids and they're balancing the 2 or 3 kids and trading and business and whatever else they got to do. So you can make the time for something that is important to you. Trading has changed my life. And it's also changed the lives of other people as well. And I think that if you just focus on simplifying trading so that you can create as much trading evidence as possible, that is how you're going to be able to get the success that you want. And I noticed that there's a gap in the trading industry when it comes to how simple trading is when it comes to how simple trading actually is, right? People make trading seem more complicated than it actually has to be. Right? So I made it my mission to make sure that it's as simple as possible. So actually what I'm doing this weekend on Sunday, I'm hosting a free class where I'm literally teaching you how to trade in the simplest way possible. Right? Because I don't want trading to be difficult for you, and also don't want you paying all these different people just to learn something that you can learn for free, that you can take for free, implement for free, and take action on and make some money with for free. Because again, the goal to be successful at trading is starting. Because if you never start and you learn everything, then you learn nothing. You haven't learned anything until you actually have taken action. Because action equals experience. Experience pays you more than watching a YouTube video online. So again, I want to cut the gap from you actually learning how to do it and starting your journey. Because starting your journey is going to teach you more than learning it from any person, any guru, or anything. You need to cut the gap between learning and starting. So again, if you want to cut that gap and you don't want to pay $1 to anybody and you just want to learn how to do it for free, I'm hosting a free masterclass this Sunday, and I'll be teaching you how to do it. If you want to check it out, click the link in my bio or click the link in my oh my gosh. If you want to check it out, the link is below. Just check it out. I'm also going to be posting a couple more YouTube videos so I can show you guys how to do this in depth, because again, I want to make it my mission to make trading as simple as possible because again, my mission is to make trading as simple as possible in order for you to be successful in the market.